Batman Arkham Asylum started off one of the best series of superhero games, alongside one of the best versions of Batman. I wanted to take a look at another Everything Wrong With video to explore some more story criticism since a lot of you enjoyed the last one I did with Arkham Knight. I'll be sure to get to Arkham City as well, so stay tuned for that later. But for now,
let's begin.
Joker has been apprehended. Batman is now en route to Arkham Island.
I suppose Gotham City Police have given up any pretense of actually doing their job, judging by this opening. They acknowledge that Batman is escorting the Joker to Arkham Asylum while they drive past the Batmobile. Joker is only one of the most dangerous men alive, having killed untold hundreds of people by this point and repeatedly broken out of prison. The least the police could do is follow along behind so people can think their tax dollars are being used for something.
those cops could be focused on other crimes. Gotham is a big city where lots of crimes are committed. We even see ambulances with the cops, so it must be a situation regarding other people's safety.
Having just played Arkham Origins, I know that Arkham Asylum was renovated and reopened after the events of that game to house the worst and most unstable criminals in Gotham, because Blackgate Prison suffered 2 prison riots in one night. So here we have the Joker, having broken out of Arkham Asylum, and not even its first time doing that judging by the audio logs, and all the Blackgate prisoners have been transferred here tonight after a fire. So I'm left wondering, what was even the point of reopening Arkham Asylum?
The point of reopening Arkham Asylum is to provide a more renovated space. The implication is that they've improved its security measures from last time.
You may be thinking this sin is unfair, that it's not Arkham Asylum's fault that Origins is the afterthought prequel and the third game in the series. Well, I would say tough. It's not as if retroactive storytelling is anything new for comic book characters. Twisting your disbelief into a Mobius strip to make things fit once new writers take control and start changing things is part of a beloved experience. It's not like it's difficult to write something new that doesn't fly in the face of previous stories, but you have to care about what you were writing, and the Arkham series has shown very little as sacrosanct.
Okay, but all of this would fall on Arkham Origins if all of this was valid. I don't see the point of sinning something that came beforehand when it would be Arkham Origins that allegedly breaks continuity.
So Joker broke out of Arkham Asylum, Batman captured him, drove him back to Arkham Asylum, and for some reason just expects it to work out this time.
He literally doesn't. He implies the direct opposite.
Warden, something's not right. I'm going with him. He surrendered almost without a fight. I don't like it.
Get that filthy degenerate out of here!
Warden, something's not right. I'm going with him.
Batman is famous for being the hero with no superpowers, but I'd argue he's been given some extra judicial ones judging by the way everyone just acquiesces to his authority. Christ, this would be a nightmare for any prosecutor.
First of all, Batman is the one who brought him in. He's valuable to securing the patients. Second of all, they do have a limit where Batman isn't allowed in.
I mean, don't you think it's a little bit funny how a fire at Blackgate caused hundreds of my crew to be moved here?
That would normally be me pointing out just how unseriously they are taking this, but Joker decided to send the game himself and no one, not even Batman, took notice.
How did they not take notice? Batman is immediately suspicious and comments on this. You showed a clip of this earlier.
I'm going to assume the staff are trained to deal with violent situations when they house the most dangerous criminals in the world. Yet when Joker starts choking a guard with his handcuffs, this orderly has the genius idea of undoing the cuffs instead of braining Joker with his fist or a blunt object.
He's a doctor, not an officer who's trained in combat. At most, you could say there should be more than one guard escorting the Joker, but saying the doctor should have known what to do is a really strange criticism.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously!
Joker's entire plan relied on Batman deciding to tag along as they rolled him down the hallway to a cell. Had Batman got back in the Batmobile after handing Joker off, things would have went a bit awry.
It's almost as if Joker knows Batman thinks like a detective, so he'd realize something is off with Joker's surrender. And even if Batman did leave, he would still come back when hearing of the breakout.
All of the inmates from Blackgate Prison were transferred to Arkham after a fire tonight, and every one of them are Joker's goons. If this many of Joker's men had already been locked up, then he didn't have much of a criminal empire left.
Why? Why can't Joker simply have gotten more criminals to work for him?
Unless the game is telling me that all of them intentionally got themselves sent to prison so they could fulfill Joker's plan.
Or Joker wanted them to get caught so he could pull something like this off.
Why would there be an electric chair in Arkham Asylum? Anyone interred here would have been declared insane, meaning they couldn't be executed for their crimes.
Arkham Asylum isn't a friendly facility. It has lots of corruption and they don't treat their inmates well. That's part of its larger critique of institutions focused on punishing others instead of helping them.
I'm now subbing for the old man.
I would really love to know how Harley managed to sneak into Arkham Asylum where staff would recognize her, seeing as she used to work here, and take Warden Sharp hostage along with complete control of the facility with absolutely no effort.
First of all, it's implied that Joker has moles in the asylum. We're explicitly shown this.
Just in case you were planning on following me, I've arranged a little insurance. Gordon is on his way to Harley as we speak.
Officer Bowles.
Second of all, she can steal IDs from people to gain access to the controls.
Joker just took control of Arkham, yet there was a Titan already locked up in the cell that Joker releases. How did no one at Arkham know that one of the doctors here was working on this if you need to store them in massive vaults?
We don't see what happens before Joker does this. He could have infected the prisoner right before Batman showed up. He was waiting for him in the scene, so that's a reasonable assumption to make.
Now stop me if you've heard this one before, but fighting a Titan involves letting it run at Batman, dodging out of the way so it smacks into a wall, and then punching it. I don't think this plan of Joker's to create an army of Titans is that big of a threat. Just fly in some bullfighters from Spain and you have an effective counter strategy.
I don't know where to start with this. For one, it's gameplay. In actual practice, it's not going to be that simplistic. Not to mention that dealing with an army would be far more taxing and difficult to control. And if Bane has been an issue in Gotham for many years, the same could be done to the Titan goons.
Seeing as how I'm feeling generous, I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off, I dare you. End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all.
Why is there a huge pit one could fall to their death in doing in the middle of an asylum anyway? I can't think of any reason a building built for holding the mentally ill would need a pit.
It's not a pit designed to kill anyone. It's just a large height between stories, which is common for many buildings. Joker isn't following basic safety protocols to navigate the building. He's being reckless.
I've seen Batman jump off a multi-story building to save Joker in Origins. I'm confident he can knock Joker off and still grab him.
And if you watch the cutscene, you would realize that Batman and Joker almost die from this. So knocking Joker off again presents the same risk.
Oh, back for more, eh?
Mr. J doesn't want you following us just yet.
Harley could have blown that elevator without climbing down to the bottom just so she could ride the counterweight back up and likely kill herself.
Harley is safe from the blast radius and wants to taunt Batman.
And Joker knows Batman has a grappling hook. At best, this slows him down by a few minutes.
Okay, it still slows him down, which is what Joker needs to buy himself time. Not doing this would mean granting Batman extra minutes.
I'm used to the moon appearing bigger in fiction for the visual, but that's crossing the line. It looks so close that it would start sweeping up all the artificial satellites.
Local nitpicker discovers visual style.
For a man famous for being prepared for every possible situation, Batman in this game doesn't live up, leaving his explosive gel in the Batmobile like a normal person would leave their phone on the dash.
Sure, that's a bit silly.
Only Scarecrow.
Batman hears Scarecrow talking, sees this happen, and doesn't take a single measure to protect himself or avoid fear gas. World's best detective, my ass.
He was already affected by the fear toxin when he entered the elevator. He didn't expect this to happen.
Got a few more surprises in store for you. Prepare to face your fears. All of them.
I'm guessing fear gas can be made from regular household cleaners, because Scarecrow managed to cook up a batch while being locked up inside Arkham. For some reason, they also let him wear his outfit. I never got the impression that Arkham was that accommodating.
Joker would have released Scarecrow since he wants Batman brought down to his level of insanity.
Having trouble figuring out what's real and what's just a figment of your twisted little mind? Same here. Just roll with it, Bats. It gets easier once you get in. It really does. I just wanted to bring down your grim facade and for once let you see the world as I see it, giggling in a corner and bleeding. But you've denied me even that. Come on! Change! Get crazy! It's the only way to beat me! You know you want to.
He also would have made it easy for Scarecrow to gather his gear and any chemicals he needs, which makes sense because doctors are within this facility and would be dealing with numerous chemicals. It's not unreasonable for Scarecrow to use these resources to make the fear toxin.
Since Batman knows Scarecrow is running around the asylum, how about doing what he does in every other game and analyze the compounds to make an antidote, or request a gas mask at the very least? Instead, he will brush the entire sequence off like nothing happened until it happens again, and then a third time after that.
Making an antidote is easier said than done, done. We don't know how long this would take, especially since Scarecrow could have easily improved his formula from the past, so it'd be harder to find a cure. And Batman's tasks are heavily time sensitive. He doesn't really have time to go out of his way to find a gas mask, like when he has to save Gordon, or when he has to deal with Bane. But even then, Batman is constantly active in the asylum. Doing intense physical activity while wearing a gas mask is unhealthy, since you need more oxygen when you exercise. A gas mask limits airflow, so you can easily risk fainting by wearing this throughout the game. And sometimes, Batman needs to be physically active to break out of the fear toxin, which he knows he can resist against.
Batman doesn't bother restraining Harley after knocking her out so he can see who Joker has locked up down there, as if his curiosity to see overcame the concern that Harley might walk out the door while he was distracted.
That's because Batman was prioritizing Gordon's safety, which is why he releases him first. And it was mentioned that Joker has something down there by Gordon.
You took longer than I thought.
He's out of control. He's trying to prove something. I'm not sure I can stop him this time.
You'll do it. Batman, listen. We're not alone. He's got something else down there. I don't know what it is.
For all Batman knows, someone could be in imminent danger and requires his attention, or Joker is establishing a threat that would take priority over Harley, who's already knocked out.
Cut me down.
Who did this to you?
Dr. Young, the Bruja. She drained the venom from my blood.
Bane's body doesn't produce venom as far as I'm aware. Wouldn't they just need to suck it out of the tank he carries on his back?
No, because the venom is still in his system. Getting rid of the source doesn't change what's in his blood.
If you've ever thrown a water balloon at a wall before, you have a pretty good idea what should have just happened to Batman.
If you've opened a Batman comic or consumed more of his fantastical media, you'd realize that DC tends to exaggerate human limitations so that Batman can achieve more exciting feats. You can say this isn't realistic to physics all you want, but the Arkham series is one of the most exaggerated superhero mediums in terms of the creative liberties from reality. If you value internal consistency, you'd be focused on whether these feats are internally consistent in their world rather than the real world.
I will break you, Batman. Then the Bruja.
No, Bane. This time I break you.
When I originally played this game, I thought they were referring to the time when Bane broke Batman's back, but that never happened in the Arkham series, so I have no idea what Batman is even referring to.
How do you know it didn't happen? If Batman is saying, "This time I'll break you," that implies it did happen.
Batman summons the Batmobile to knock Bane into the bay. However, the Batmobile would have had to crash through a locked gate to reach this area, and the gate is still intact.
Or the Batmobile has tools that can help it maneuver certain areas. While it's shown in Arkham Knight that Batman can use a cable, it's not unbelievable that his previous Batmobiles had something similar.
Batcave on Arkham Island?
I built it years ago. It's best to plan ahead for situations like this.
How'd you manage to keep this a secret?
It's me, remember?
But Arkham Asylum was only opened a few years ago. Batman would have had to build the Batcave under it during the renovation.
Which contradicts the game. Why?
And Oracle used to be Batgirl. How would she be unaware of an alternative Batcave?
By not telling her.
Killer Croc's lair is only a stone's throw away from the Batcave.
No, you have to go through an entire section to get there. It's not remotely that close to it.
According to her bank records, there have been multiple payments starting last April until 2 months ago. Then nothing. The payments came from a company owned by Mr. Jack White.
One of Joker's oldest aliases. So, Joker pays Dr. Young to create his army, and then all of a sudden he stops.
Joker was paying Dr. Young to create the Titan formula using Bane's venom, until Dr. Young had a change of heart and stopped taking his money and responding. And instead of kidnapping her and forcing her to hand over the research, he decided to get himself sent to Arkham, along with all the prisoners in Blackgate, so he could get the Titan formula and create an army of Titans here.
Getting sent to Arkham allows Joker to initiate a kidnapping that she doesn't see coming. He also wants to take over the asylum to drive Batman insane, and prove that he's not so different from him. He wants the convoluted plan because that's part of his game. That's more thrilling to him. But I guess that's just anime garbage according to a guy with friends in the military.
Dr. Young risked her life getting to her office to grab the notes on the Titan formula, then instead of destroying them, hid them inside of a book in the library.
Which nobody could have found unless they used the same technology Batman did. Also, the notes could be useful in the future for various reasons. Maybe she wants to improve her work. Maybe the information could be used to create an antidote. There are many potential uses of it that would motivate her to preserve the information instead of destroying it.
Here's Crime Alley again, courtesy of Scarecrow's fear gas. A grown man like Bruce Wayne still crying over his parents who have been dead for decades at this point doesn't make me feel for him.
Listen, I know you had this really traumatic experience as a child that motivated your sense of justice, but just get over it, man. It happened many years ago.
What the fuck we talking about? Fire all them niggas, clean house. fucking garbage-ass team.
Monster, you evil, evil, evil monster!
I'm beginning to see why the psychologists at Arkham have a hard time treating the mental illnesses of their patients.
Which is a problem that the game acknowledges. Arkham Asylum is not a good institution.
I tried to give him his money back.
Why did you ever agree to it in the first place? You work in an insane asylum and understand Joker well enough to know that giving him a formula that would allow him to create an army of Banes would be a pretty bad idea.
Because the Joker operated under a false identity, so she didn't know she was helping the Joker. Titan was originally created to help the inmates.
These are the private notes of Dr. Young. Titan is a success. Even my funding worries have been solved after the unexpected donations from Mr. White. Joker has also shown a remarkable interest in the possibility of a cure. Once the protein bonding process is finalized, I've been a fool. Joker was behind it all. He's Jack White. He gave me the money, pulled the strings to release Bane. How could I not have seen it?
Am I the only one who did the reading?
If Joker already had his hands on gallons of Titan formula, why did he have his men spend so much time looking for Dr. Young and her formula?
Because they need the formula to make more. You can't just buy a ton of Krabby Patties and get the secret formula. That's not how that works.
Poison Ivy is the only female prisoner in Arkham, and they locked her up inside a glass cell surrounded by crazed male lunatics who probably haven't seen a woman in years, let alone one who's half naked and secretes pheromones that drive men wild. This would classify as cruel and unusual punishment in a civilized country.
Not only is the glass reinforced, but the other inmates are constantly being restrained. I don't know if this is some dumb joke or dumb criticism, or a mix of both, but at the end of the day, it's a dumb sin.
Batman visits every part of Arkham during this game, and he never runs across most of the people on the party list, even still inside of a cell.
Because some of them declined. I don't see how that's an issue.
Also, if we're respecting the series lore, somewhere in Arkham is Jason Todd right now, and Joker never considered using him against Batman during all of this. Imagine had he turned Jason into a Titan to fight Batman at the end.
Joker stopped using Jason and faked his death before Arkham Asylum. Jason wouldn't be here by this point.
Batman scans Harley's handprint even though her palm was covered by a glove.
All he needs are the fingerprints.
There's a plant growing deep in Arkham Island. Only it can counter the effects of this Titan strain.
Where do I find it?
Oh, in Killer Croc's lair.
That is a miracle then. Venom isn't produced in Gotham, and the plants Dr. Young created with the venom to manufacture Titan are brand new. So why would a plant growing underground in a sewer have the ability to neutralize a compound it has no reason to neutralize?
It doesn't need a reason to neutralize it. The nature of science in general is that some elements will naturally run counter to others, like how natural insulators can reduce heat transfer.
Joker shoots Ivy with a double dose of Titan, but instead of bulking out, it just lets her do what she's always been capable of: control plants.
Ivy is essentially part plant, so her biology is already different, so it makes sense that she's affected differently.
And for some reason, she doesn't kill Joker, even though he would have to be in the same room with her to shoot her with the dart.
And he can still get the drop on her and shoot the dart, which she'd then struggle with at first, which is the delay Joker would need to escape. And she actually is accepting of Titan in the end anyway, so she has no reason to hunt down Joker.
I was a fool. I thought the plants were in pain. Now I realize they were evolving, growing stronger.
And finally, I'm pretty certain Poison Ivy is immune to all toxins, so Titan shouldn't do jack squat to her.
So where's your proof that Ivy is literally immune to all toxins?
This time Scarecrow's gas triggers insanity effects lifted straight from Eternal Darkness, like pretending the game crashed. But considering this is Batman's nightmare, why would he be imagining himself inside of a video game?
This was done for the player's experience, not to imply that Batman is imagining a video game.
How are you doing this?
This is Scarecrow's third time dosing Batman with fear gas, and he is only now surprised that Batman is resilient to it.
You've ingested enough toxins to drive dead men insane!
Ingested is the wrong word. Inhaled and being injected were the causes.
I like how he questions why Scarecrow is surprised that Batman is still resisting the fear toxin, then shows a clip of Scarecrow mentioning that there should be enough to drive 10 men insane, which explains why he's surprised by this. The more he uses the fear toxin and Batman resists against it, the more inhumane he looks.
One step closer, and this goes into the water. The cave will fill with your deepest, darkest nightmares.
So dropping that bag into the water will somehow contaminate the area so thoroughly that this time it will surely drive Batman insane, when the other 3 times it didn't.
It's not like they had zero effect, it's simply that Batman resisted against it, so if he keeps doing this, he can still drive Batman insane.
And you will never reach your precious venom roots.
How does Scarecrow know Batman is after plants down here in the sewers? Batman never discussed that with anyone but Poison Ivy.
But Batman is literally doing just that before Scarecrow calls his name.
Too late, Batman. One step closer, and this goes into the water.
and he should know that Batman is dealing with the plants once Joker announces that he gave her Titan.
Scarecrow survives this.
And why can't he? We don't know exactly what Croc did until Arkham Knight, which doesn't mention anything fatal.
I've tuned the scanner to detect the spores required to make the antivenom.
How would you tune a scanner to detect spores you've never encountered before? It's a moldy sewer. There are going to be a lot of spores.
But he does have a sample. We saw this before Scarecrow was attacked.
I think Batman just helped Killer Croc escape rather than deal with him.
But this trapped Croc into a pit. And even if there was a way to escape from there, Batman had to take this risk to get to Ivy so they can regain control of the asylum.
How close are you to making the cure?
Close. It's been more difficult than I expected.
If it only takes you minutes to synthesize a cure for a mutagenic compound, then it couldn't have been that difficult.
Maybe wait for the rest of the scene to play and you'll actually see Batman explaining this further.
How close are you to making the cure?
Close. It's been more difficult than I expected. The process is slow, difficult, and doesn't produce much antidote.
You deserve a prize. Your old pal, Commissioner Gordon.
Just how? Did I miss a call from Oracle that explained that Gordon came back to Arkham Asylum and was captured?
If Joker had moles within the GCPD, then it's possible that he used them to recapture Gordon.
Please welcome our special guest referee.
Gordon was hanging by a chain seconds ago when Joker shot himself with a Titan dart. Now Gordon is somehow in an electric chair on the roof after Joker dragged Batman up here.
There's a cut between Joker waking up and grabbing Batman. We also see his goons at the top, so in between the cut, they would have been able to grab Gordon and move him here.
You know you want to.
Never.
You wasted the antidote on yourself?
I agree with Joker. Batman was resisting the change and he could have saved himself a fight if he'd injected Joker instead.
If Batman did that, then he would have no way of stopping himself from losing control, and Joker would keep provoking him to change. And what if Joker just shoots himself again with the same dart? He wouldn't have achieved anything here.
Come to think of it, how could Batman even know the cure would work? That normally requires years of human and animal testing to prove.
It doesn't matter if he knows for sure if it works or not. He should still use it if he gets infected, and given his simulation of it at the Batcave, it's reasonable to assume that it most likely works.
If the Batcomputer can design drugs and cures in minutes, then Batman is holding out on doing a lot of good for the world.
Just because he made a cure for Titan doesn't mean he can cure literally every illness out there. They're all individual cases and operate differently.
I wish I could have done that exploding gel on the fist move against all the other Titans. Could have made those fights a lot more interesting.
But they established that this has a significant drawback on Batman. He can't just do this over and over again.
I'll never let you win. Never.
And the venom-enhanced inmates are returning to normal. Though for some, the process can be quite painful.
Any one dose with Titan goes back to normal after a short while. What was the point of developing a cure for it then?
To prevent any short-term consequences. Titan is still dangerous even if they revert back after a while.
Harvey Dent was one of the names on Joker's party list along with his cell number, meaning he should have been locked up in Arkham, yet he's in Gotham robbing a bank right now.
So he didn't care to play Joker's game, he instead cared to organize a crew and rob banks. How is this an issue? That makes sense for his character. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover with this video. Like I said, I'll be getting to Arkham City fairly soon. Thank you all for watching this video, be sure to subscribe if you want more Arkham content, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.